And a very pleasant good evening from the campus of Saddleback College for SoCalCollegeSports.com's coverage of Ventura College football. I am Jeff Stoyanoff, and first let me make one thing perfectly clear. As the screen clearly shows, tonight, due to contractual agreements with Saddleback College and their video department, we will provide an audio-only broadcast for the game tonight here on the VC Sports Network. We're certainly happy that you've joined us, but it will be the dulcet tones of Jeff Stoyanoff only here from Saddleback College as we have the Gauchos playing host to the Ventura College Pirates. The Pirates come in, tale of two stories here on the season, 3-0, everything flying high going into last week where they met with Riverside College, and it was a buzzsaw as the Pirates suffered their first loss of the season, 52-27. The Tigers, after trailing 14-3 early on, came back and took it to the Pirates and ended up winning going away, winning that one by 25. The Pirates fall to 3-1 on the season. They drop to number 8 in the state. They had been number 3. The Tigers, for their part, move to number 1 in the state after the victory. And for the Pirates, it doesn't get any easier as they move here into Week 5, and they get the previous number 1, Saddleback College, who drops to number 2 despite moving to 4-0 last week, most impressively with a 60-33 win on the road over El Camino College. And that brings us to our first headline tonight. For those that follow Saddleback College, they might be aware that Jacob Gibson, the starting quarterback, suffered an injury against El Camino College. The word is tonight that after taking over in the second half, Nick Robinson will also start tonight as Gibson continues to deal with an injury. And they expect that Robinson, the freshman, will get the go. But that is not exactly bad news for Saddleback College in a complete sense if you saw the game last week, where the Gauchos rolled to the 27-point win, and Robinson came on in the second half going 20 for 30 for 302 yards and 2 touchdowns. So the freshman appeared more than ready to take over the reins, at least against El Camino. He'll get a sterner challenge tonight against a Pirate defense that has been up and down this season, but returns 9 sophomores and is certainly a very talented defense. So Robinson will have to go against a slightly different look here. The captains are coming out for the opening toss here from Saddleback College. We'll step aside very briefly, come back with the opening kick. Saddleback and Ventura on the VC Sports Network. Back at Saddleback College, the Gauchos win the opening toss, but they will defer to the second half, so the Pirates will get the ball first. And for those that were present on the broadcast last week or saw the Ventura game, if only for the Pirates it could start out the way it did last week. The Pirates returning the opening kick, Voshawn Crumby going 100 yards on the opening kick to take a 7-0 lead. The Pirates would eventually extend that to 14-3 on a defensive touchdown, a fumble recovery, and return for a touchdown by Mark Zavala. But after that, it was all Colin Anderson and the Riverside City College Tigers as they went to work on the Pirate defense en route to the 52-27 win. Let's also mention tonight that we do have coverage on SoCal College Sports too. Riverside back on SoCalCollegeSports.com. They're hosting Cerritos, and Mike Cepeda and the entire SoCal College Sports team, except for me, over at Riverside College for the broadcast there, and a chance to get another look at the Riverside Tigers. They've been outstanding so far this season, and they'll try to move to 5-0 tonight against Cerritos. So we have that game for you simultaneously here on the site, SoCalCollegeSports.com, and feel free to move back and forth. For our part here, we're getting set for the opening kick. Team's about to take the field. The Pirates, you can expect to see Voshan Crumby retreating deep. Broke it open last week with the big return on the opening kick, but the Pirates unable to sustain the momentum. Well, no sooner do I say it than Crumby is not back to return the kick as they take the field. It'll be Brian Burt retreating back deep for the Pirates, along with Tanner G. So Crumby not on the field. We'll keep an eye. As I eye the near sideline here, I do see Crumby on the sideline. So for whatever reason, a decision made not to have Crumby out for the opening kick. Instead, it'll be Brian Burt. It's not exactly bad news for the Pirates. I asked Coach Steve Mushagian about Brian Burt, as we here at SoCalCollegeSports.com were pretty impressed with Burt's burst and his speed. And Mushagian told me, rather matter-of-factly, he's a track guy. 4.4 speed in the 40. So not a big surprise there. So Burt's certainly a threat to go. He's already broken a couple of big plays for the Pirates this season from his running back spot. High end-over-end kick, and it's Burt who will take it 4 yards deep. Angles to his right at the 10, cuts back to his left. He's past the 15 and brought down at the 17-yard line. They'll give him the 18. So Burt with a 22-yard return, and the Pirates will have their first possession starting at their own 18-yard line, and that will mean Jake Luton at quarterback. Luton comes in, completing 51% of his passes. That number has fallen over the last couple of weeks as Luton has struggled. First in the victory over Orange Coast, where he completed 16 of 35, but then last week against a very stout Tiger defense, he was just 15 of 40, as he and the entire offense struggled to get anything going against a monstrous Tiger defense. So Luton's completing 51% of his passes, but the numbers get much better from there. 1,221 yards, 14 touchdowns through 4 games. They'll spread it out on first down. The give to Burt off his left tackle, and he's out past the 20 to the 25-yard line. So Burt finds some running room on 1st and 10. An 8-yard gain brings up 2nd and 2, and that right there is decidedly better than anything the Pirates were able to get going against the Tigers last week on the ground. Burt, for his part, had 3 first-quarter carries for no yards, as the Pirates were really forced to abandon the running game and go exclusively to the pass. They'll double-stack wide receivers left and right on 2nd and 2. Burt with a little stutter step behind the line. Tries to go over his left guard, and he got a yard. So a 3rd down and 1 coming up for Ventura. The Pirates, as you might expect, have been efficient on 3rd down. They come in converting 43% of their 3rd downs here on the season. And they'll face a 3rd and 1 here, and an early decision for Steve Mushagian, Daniel Algatis, the offensive brain trust here for the Pirates. How do they handle the 3rd and short? Will they go back to the ground? They'll bunch it with a couple of tight ends on 3rd and short. Burt sweeping to the near side, has the first down. He's hit at the 30 after a 5-yard gain. But the Pirates move the chains as they run it 3 consecutive times. Curtis Jackson, coming up from his safety spot, was able to bring down Burt, but not before Burt gained first down yardage, and that will bring on Isaiah Brown in the backfield for his first appearance. Burt and Brown have been splitting time throughout. And up until last week, the Pirates had a very, very efficient and solid running game. Before the struggles last week, flags come in before the snap. This will likely work against Ventura, and it will. The false start backs up the Pirates, who come out in their road white uniforms. The Gauchos in the maroon with black pants here for their home game. So the penalty on 1st and 10 brings up 1st and 15 for the Pirates, who are working it from left to right here in the first quarter. 13-13 and counting remaining. Broski in motion over to the near side. Luton with a straight drop. Has time, dumps it short, and Broski dropped it. Broski looked like he wanted to start running with it before he secured the ball. Alvin Williams was moving up from his safety spot. And Broski feeling the footsteps. Let's go with that one. So a 2nd and 15. 3 wide receivers. as Broski remains in the game. Brown to Luton's left, and they'll try Brown, trying for the corner on the near side. He is cut down just shy of the initial line of scrimmage. Williams moving up again, and a good open field tackle on Brown, who by that point was running downhill. A 5-yard gain brings up 3rd down and 10 for Ventura on this opening drive. The Gauchos, as they poise themselves for the South Conference schedule, coming in undefeated, and they're eyeing what looks like a big matchup with Fullerton College 3 weeks from today. And Fullerton already won earlier today, 62-6 over Moore Park to move to 5-0. Luton steps up in the pocket on 3rd and 10, wanted Broski again. Looked like some contact, no call, and that'll bring up 4th down and 10. Nathan Bowman had the coverage on Broski and was able to break that one up. So the Pirate drive stalls after 1 first down. And DeAndre Moore will retreat back to receive the kick from Cooper Garcia. Moore waits at his own 32-yard line. Garcia comes in, averaging 36.7 yards per punt, as he handles both the kicking and punting duties here in 2016 for the Pirates. Waits at his own 15-yard line. Good snap. Low kick from Garcia. Moore's going to let this one bounce, and it takes a kick back toward Ventura. So a good bounce for Saddleback. They'll down it at the 43-yard line. That's a punt of 27 yards with no return, in excellent field position for Nick Robinson, we presume, and the Gaucho offense for their first drive. And again, for those just joining us, due to contractual obligations with Saddleback College, it's an audio-only broadcast here on the VC Sports Network tonight. So very happy you've joined us here for Ventura College football. The Gauchos come out in a 4-wide receiver set as they work it from right to left. Edward Vander on the carry, bouncing it to the outside. He's around the corner, out near midfield. They'll give him the 48-yard line, where he stepped out of bounds on the far side, a 5-yard carry. Now they'll move it up to the 49, so 6 yards for Vander. On 1st and 10, Vander comes in, having an outstanding start to his season, 417 yards on the ground. The Gauchos quickly to the line, and flags come in on the snap. The false start will work against Saddleback. 5-yard penalty brings it back to 2nd down and 11. Let's correct that very quickly. 2nd down and 9 after the 5-yard penalty. So both teams trade false start penalties on their opening drives. Vander in motion as they empty the backfield. They're setting up the screen. Vander has it at his 40. He's out to the 45. Looking for a lane, and he's dragged down just on the Ventura side of midfield at the 49-yard line. That's a gain of 7 yards. And a 3rd down and 2 coming up for Saddleback, just to finish the numbers on Vander. 417 yards on the ground, 6.3 yards a carry, and he has 6 touchdowns already. On the season, he's scored in every game. Well, they'll move it back to the 50 and strangely call it 3rd and 1, even though it's okay. Now they correct the scoreboard. 3rd and 3, and Saddleback will take their first time out. 11:02 remaining in the first quarter. We're just underway. Scoreless here on the VC Sports Network, Ventura and Saddleback. Third down and 3 for the Gauchos from midfield. Nick Robinson looks over the defense from the shotgun, has the snap, has time, fires on the near side. The catch is made by DeAndre Moore for a first down. He's inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. It's an 11-yard gain for Moore. And the Gauchos convert on their first third down. They, as you might expect, also extremely efficient on third down. 46% on third down coming in. They go back to Vander on the ground over his right guard. He's inside the 35, down to the 34. 5-yard gain on a good push up front by that Gaucho offensive line. So a second down and 5 as the Gauchos methodically start to move the ball downfield against the Pirates. They'll send the man in motion. It's an end around to the near side. Zavala giving chase and a big hit. Devontae Smith came up and laid out Marvin Marshall. They'll give Marshall the 36. It's just a loss of 2 as Smith's hit sent Marshall probably back to the 40-yard line. A third down and 7 after a 2-yard loss. The Gauchos were not fooled as they show blitz here. They'll empty the backfield again. Low snap, Robinson has it. Looking left, airs it out, going deep, back to Marshall, off his hands and incomplete. Voshan Crumby had the coverage and a pretty good throw from Robinson. And Marshall had a chance. As Art's telling me over here on the Ventura camera, that might have been a play. Are you saying it's offensive pass interference, Art? Yeah, well, there you go. Could have been. No need for the call, though. The Pirates get the incompletion anyway. So a 4th and 7, and what would be a 53-yard field goal will not happen, and instead we'll see the punting unit. Now it's Crumby taking his familiar place as the punt returner for the Pirates. The Gauchos have used a couple of punters so far this season. It looks like Mateo Thompson will get the first crack at it. He'll angle this one toward the far sideline. Crumby cuts it off at the 8-yard line. He's up to the 10, but he's met there, gets to the 11, so a 3-yard return. And the Pirates will start with poor field position at their own 11-yard line for their second drive. 9:44 remaining in the first quarter. No score. It'll be interesting to see how the Pirates respond this week defensively. That was a good bend but don't break drive for them on their first drive on defense. They allowed a first down but eventually forced the punt, and they get the ball back. Colin Anderson really torched them for a number of big plays last week en route to the victory for the Tigers. And not surprisingly, a co-player of the week for Anderson, who was lights out. 5 touchdowns, well over 300 yards through the air, and he was fantastic. We'll see if the Pirates, facing another high-octane offense here, try to stay away from the big play. They'll keep it on the ground on first down, nothing doing. Bird on the carry, maybe got a yard. So a second down and 9. And interestingly, with the exception of a couple of short throws to Jonte Broski, looks like the Pirates have come out pretty conservative offensively as well. 4 wide receivers as Isaiah Brown checks in the backfield with Luton. Luton has the snap, delayed give to Isaiah Brown through a little hole on the left side. He's up to the 17-yard line. A 4-yard gain brings up another third down. This one will be a third down and about 4 as we tick down to 9 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Logan Jevernick will check in as they'll go with 2 tight ends, though with Jonte Broski. Bit of a hybrid. Jonte kind of works as both. A transfer from Tennessee State. Receivers left and right for Luton on 3rd and 4. Back to Brown on the left side. He's met by a couple of maroon jerseys. He's nowhere close to the first down. Got maybe a couple of yards. Carson Block in there along with Curtis Jackson. So the Pirates with a 3 and out. And we'll see the punting unit again. Trying to get something going on the ground. But the 3 and out brings on Cooper Garcia and DeAndre Moore, again waiting near midfield, so the Gauchos should have excellent field position once again. Still scoreless here midway through the first. Garcia gets it away. Another low kick, Moore moving up, and he'll make the fair catch. See if they spot it at the 46-yard line. They'll give him the 45. That's a 26-yard kick for Garcia. And to be fair to Cooper, he is punting into the wind, and it's picked up here a little bit as we've moved toward game time. So excellent field position for the Gauchos. There is a flag on the play. It's false start on the Pirates, and that'll be waved off. Gauchos will decline the penalty and take the field position, and they take over on the Pirates side of the field at the 45-yard line. Marshall and Moore out to the near side. Remy Wasserbach, C.J. Harris split out wide to the right. 4 wide receivers for Nick Robinson with Vander, his tailback, to his right. Vander straight ahead, a little cut toward the right, and he's got running room. He's inside the 40, down to the 35. They finally bring him down at the 32, a 13-yard gain. And it's JoJo Binda checking in the backfield. And they'll go to Binda, straight up the middle again. Sheds one tackler, falls forward to the 29. 3-yard gain. Brings up a 2nd down and 7. Binda, a returning sophomore, was the leading rusher last year among running backs for the Gauchos. They were actually led in rushing by the quarterback last year, but Binda had 345 yards. Robinson fires the far side, has the completion to Harris, inside the 20, down to the 19. The 9-yard gain puts the Gauchos in the red zone for the first time tonight, gives them a 1st and 10. At the Pirate 19, and brings up one of the more interesting numbers in my research, and I'll get to it after this play as the Gauchos work quickly. Binda cutting back to his right, down to the 15. 4-yard gain will bring up a 2nd down and 6. And going to the SCFA site, an outstanding resource, the Gauchos have an astounding 41 trips into the red zone in 4 games. Never heard of a number so high. Play action to Binda, gunning into the end zone. Wasserbach had his hands on it, but he can't hold on. 3rd down and 6 upcoming. Wasserbach nearly brought that one down. Cameron Carroll had the coverage on Wasserbach. So a 3rd down and 6. For their part, they're 18 of 41, and that almost has to be a typo. Even as high octane as the Gauchos are offensively. 41 trips into the red zone. Could that possibly be right? Meanwhile, we have movement everywhere before the snap. Let's see what the flag is. And it's going to go against Charles Franklin on the Pirate defensive line. So a 5-yard penalty makes it a 3rd and 1 from the 10-yard line. Edward Vander returns in the backfield. And it's Vander who will take the direct snap in the Wildcat. Picks his way forward on the left side, has the 1st down to the 7. The 3-yard gain moves the chains and gives the Gauchos a 1st and goal. Moving right along in the first period as they'll wind the clock after they move the chains. 6:11 remaining. Marshall in the slot on the near side. Nick Robinson wide to the left as Vander stays in the shotgun. They fake to Marshall. Vander on the keeper. Lowers the shoulder inside the 5, down to the 4. 2nd down and goal upcoming. And Vander has been very good in the red zone in particular with 6 touchdowns. See if the Pirates can make a stand here on the goal line, facing a 2nd down and goal. Vander remains in the Wildcat. Again, Marshall in motion. Vander keeps it, lowers the shoulder in for the touchdown. A good push up front, and Vander runs it in from 4 yards out. The Gauchos are on the board as they go 45 yards after the short field And winning the field position battle early on pays off for the Gauchos. They start from the 45 of Ventura and convert, and they go on top 6-0. Robinson lines up, but now they'll set up for the extra point. As Robinson came out in a shotgun formation. Aaron Ball will attempt the extra point. Ball has missed just one on the season so far. The snap, the placement down. The kick is up from Ball, and it's good. So the Gauchos draw first blood here from Saddleback College, and they lead at 7-0. You are listening to Ventura College Football on the VC Sports Network. Back at Saddleback College, 5:33 remaining in the first quarter, and the Gauchos with the 7-0 lead on a 4-yard run by Edward Vander. Burt remains back deep with Tanner G. Ball has it teed up, the approach and the kick away. End over end. Burt backing up a yard deep. Out to the 10. Looking for a lane. He's out past the 15, but he's met by a slew of maroon jerseys and brought down after an 18-yard return. And again, the Pirates will start with poor field position. So Luton in the offense, who have come out pretty conservative on the first couple of drives, really trying to get the running game going behind that veteran offensive line with mixed success. Only one turnover, or I should say one first down on the first drive. Play action to Brown. They'll fan it out to Elijah Alexander on the near side. He's met at the 20 and falls forward to the 22. The 5-yard pickup for Alexander. Alexander is working his way into the fold for this Pirate offense. Last week had a 57-yard touchdown, one of the lone highlights for the Pirates in the loss to Riverside. He also had a long touchdown called back on a penalty. So Alexander trying to make his way as a playmaker in this offense. Bunch formation. Brown to the left. Has a lane past the 25. He's out to the 30-yard line. A nice hole for Brown on the left side. A 9-yard gain moves the chains. Now Brown's helmet came off at the end of the play, so he's out for one play. Well, I thought they said that it was Brown. In any event, they're to the line, but Brown's still in the game. In fact, they'll screen it out to Brown. He's out past the 35. Past the 40, absorbs a big hit there. The ball, a helmet comes off, not the ball. Brown held the ball as he was out to the 42. An 11-yard gain. Flags come in after the hit. Let's see what the call is. That looked like Brett Guerrero laying the big hit.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 42 of Saddleback, 15 yards, first down.
They're going to call it unnecessary roughness, and I assume it's on the hit that Brown took at the 42-yard line. So the 15-yard penalty on Saddleback moves the ball all the way into Saddleback territory to the 43-yard line, where they will have a 1st and 10. The Gauchos, for their part, among the most penalized teams here in the state. Most penalties in the Southern Conference with 64 through 4 games. Play action for Luton. Over the middle. Has a man, Broski, inside the 20, and he's tripped up near the 15-yard line. Let's see where they spot it. They'll spot it inside the 15 at the 14. 28 yards as Luton finds Broski. And Pirate fans have been wanting to see or hear that for a couple of weeks now, but Luton looked very comfortable there, setting up with a good pocket, and he delivered a strike to Broski over the middle, and the Pirates in the red zone for the first time tonight trying to answer. Split backs for Luton, who works from the shotgun. Segrist in motion. Brown dances his way forward. He's inside the 10, dropped at the 8-yard line. A 6-yard gain as Isaiah Brown is starting to get the motor revved up on this drive. He's had a couple of good runs. Solid gain on a screen pass, and he'll stay in the game as the Pirates will overload the near side here as they work it from left to right. Luton with Brown to his right. Play action, Luton rolling right, looking in the end zone, fires, incomplete. He wanted Cam Taylor, and he had him in the back of the end zone, but couldn't quite get enough on the throw. And a 3rd down and 6 upcoming. Here comes Brian Burt along with Broski. And a big 3rd down for the Pirates. Interestingly, due to their efficiency as much as anything else, the Pirates have only attempted 1 field goal on the season. Cooper Garcia tried from 22 yards, and he missed it. So they have yet to produce a field goal this season. Just to add a little something to a 3rd and 6 here from the Saddleback 8. Play action. Gunning it out in the flat. It's incomplete. They wanted Taylor again. He couldn't handle it. Throw was a little low at his knees, and Taylor unable to bring it in. And we will see a field goal attempt for the Pirates. This one will be from 25 yards out. Well, Taylor had a quiet week last week with only 1 catch against Riverside. And you had the sense that they wanted to try and get him back into a rhythm. Here in this one, they tried a couple of times here in the red zone, but Luton and Taylor couldn't connect, and instead we'll see Garcia from straight away. The 25-yard attempt, the placement down, the kick is up, plenty of leg, and Garcia puts it through. So the Pirates have their first field goal of the season as Garcia converts from 25 yards out. They answer back with a field goal. And with 3:18 remaining in the first quarter, the score now, Saddleback 7, Ventura 3. You're listening to Ventura College Football here on the VC Sports Network. Gaucho set to receive a kick for the first time here tonight. Waiting back deep be Marvin Marshall, Albert Lake, Colin Root with the approach, the kick away. Moving over to the far side at the 7-yard line, out to the 20. And it's Marshall all the way out to the 28-yard line. It's a 21-yard return. And the Gauchos will go to work late here in the first quarter. And, of course, tonight we'll hope to have some scores for you from around the SCFA. Typical busy Saturday night. Pretty much everybody in action. And then almost everybody on a bye next week. Both these teams on a bye next Saturday night before returning on the 15th of October. Robinson with Vander to his left. Low snap, Robinson has it. Guns the far side. The catch is made out past the 40 to the 42-yard line. C.J. Harris on the reception. 14-yard gain on 1st and 10 immediately moves the chains. And the Gauchos waste no time getting to the line. They'll empty the backfield. Robinson looking right. Again throws right. Wasserbach with an acrobatic catch on the far sideline into Pirate territory down to the 42-yard line. Wasserbach having an outstanding season, leading the Gauchos with 15 receptions coming in and 4 touchdowns. And Wasserbach was the hero in the dramatic game so far for the Gauchos of this season. Robinson with a quick throw wants Wasserbach again, and another nice catch by Wasserbach as he stretches on the far sideline and brings it in. 4-yard gain, brings up a 2nd down and 6. The Gauchos already had one Titanic matchup this season as they faced Long Beach City College. That came back in week 2. Robinson airs it out over the middle, looking for Marshall. A lot of contact and flags coming in from everywhere. And you have to believe this is going to go against the Pirates. Tavares Hardy had the coverage on Marshall, and it looked as much as anything as though Hardy was losing his footing as he was going down there and held on to Marshall just to try and stay up. And that's regrettable because that contact certainly helped bring about the flag.
Pass interference, defense, number 35, 15-yard penalty.
Well, they're going to say that was on number 35, not Tavares Hardy, number 5, but Hardy was the only one within about 15 yards, so I feel comfortable saying that that was against Tavares Hardy. The penalty will move the ball inside the 30 all the way down to the 23-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10, and the Gauchos are on the move. And I'll get back to the story of the Long Beach City College Saddleback game when the Gauchos slow it down on offense. Play action, Wasserbach on the screen, slips one tackle, and tiptoes his way down the far sideline in the 20, inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. That's an 8-yard pickup on a play that could have been a loss of a couple. So Wasserbach with 3 catches on this drive now. And the Gauchos are in the red zone again. Maybe they do have 41 trips to the red zone. This is already number 2 here tonight. Low snap again to Robinson. He'll keep it on the right side. He's inside the 10, spins forward to the 1-yard line. And Robinson flashes some good feet. Poor snap. But he keeps it on the right side off his right tackle and ends up picking up 14 yards. And the Pirates out of sorts defensively, trying to keep up with the pace of the Gauchos, the defending SCFA champions. They'll spot it at the 1, and we'll see Vander in the Wildcat. Receivers left and right. Marshall in motion again. Vander on the keeper, in, standing up for the touchdown. 72 yards on that drive as the Gauchos go right down the field and widen their lead to 13-3 as they look most impressive offensively once again. Well, while they line up the extra point, we'll talk about the one moment of drama for the Gauchos here in the first month of the season against a very, very tough Long Beach squad that will be among those fighting for the SCFA championship, one can be sure. It was the Vikings who raced out to a 30-10 lead in the 3rd quarter here at Saddleback. The Gauchos got within 33-24 as the extra point is up and good. But that was midway through the 4th quarter, and that's when Jacob Gibson and Remy Wasserbach took over. Gibson finding Wasserbach on 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, and the Gauchos averted the loss and instead escaped with a 37-33 win. They've since won 2 more in a row, and they're 4-0, sitting atop the South Conference along with Fullerton College. We'll step aside, 1:50 remaining in the 1st quarter. 14-3, Saddleback on top of Ventura on the VC Sports Network. Vander with a pair of rushing touchdowns here in the opening quarter for Saddleback. And the Gauchos have raced out to an 11-point lead. And the Pirates are going to need every bit of their high-octane offense if they hope to keep up with Saddleback here tonight. Nick Robinson, the freshman, at the helm for the Gauchos, and he looks like a very cool customer. The Pirates keep on running into outstanding quarterbacks here in 2016. G on the return is out to the 24-yard line. That represents the best starting field position for Ventura here tonight. And we'll see if they can take advantage. They were able to muster a field goal on their last drive as they worked it down the field before the drive stalled inside the 10, leading to the Garcia field goal. So Luton and company on here, starting at their own 24-yard line. They come out with Mallory split out wide to the right as they work it from left to right. Broski remains in the game. Burt the setback. Luton bobbles the snap, then they botch the handoff, and it looks like the Pirates were able to fall on it. Burt getting to it at the 24-yard line, just beating Brett Guerrero, linebacker for Saddleback, to the ball. So a 2nd and 10, no gain on the play, but it could have been a lot worse for the Pirates. And, of course, those that have followed the Pirates this season know that they have struggled with turnovers. Here in the first month, they're -9 in turnovers, a testament to how talented they are on both sides of the ball, that they're still 3-1. Not too many teams can turn the ball over and still win football games, but Ventura has been able to for the most part this season. Burt will move from Luton's right to his left on 2nd and 10. Down to a minute remaining in the first quarter. Burt sweeping to the right, cuts it upfield, makes a move at the 27. He's out past the 30 and to the 36-yard line. That'll move the chains. What a great little move by Brian Burt, making a man miss. Gaining about 9 extra yards and moving the chains. It was Carson Block who had a shot at him, but Burt with a nifty little move. Moves the chains. Pirates pick up another first down. They'll have it at the 36. And a reminder, it's audio only tonight due to a contract obligation with the Gaucho Sports Network here at Saddleback College. Play action to Brown. Broski with the catch. Out near midfield, he spun down after a gain of 14 yards. And that looked like Brandon Jordan. Want to correct that very quickly on the catch. Jordan has the build of a tight end, to be sure, 6'6", 215. And Jordan's name, if that sounds familiar, had a big week 1 in the victory over Santa Barbara, a couple of touchdowns in his Pirate debut. It's been quiet since then. Luton fires over the middle, has his man at the 35, down to the 34-yard line. That was Broski on the reception. Gets it to the 33, a 17-yard gain on another strike from Jake Luton on the last play of the first quarter. We head to the second quarter with the Pirates on the move, but they have work to do. They trail at 14-3 here on the VC Sports Network. Pirates back on offense from the Gaucho 33-yard line here to start the second quarter. Trailing at 14-3. Luton with Isaiah Brown to his right as the Pirates will now work it from right to left. Brown straight ahead through a good hole. He's got the 25. Cuts to his left at the 20, and he's brought down at the 19.
Isaiah Brown, the ball carrier.
Brown running in the secondary before Ryan Neiman can finally bring him down. That's a welcome sight for the Pirates. Talked about at the top, they struggled to run the ball like everybody against Riverside last week, but it appears that they're starting to get that running game revved up here As they move into the second quarter, Brown will remain in the game. Play action. Luton off the back foot, wanted Broski again, and it's incomplete. Alvin Williams running with him stride for stride. But Broski had his hands on that one. That would have been one spectacular catch by Jonte. But he couldn't quite bring it down. And a second down and 10. Luton looking to the sidelines for the play, and now they have it. As he works from the shotgun. Broski in motion. Brown sweeping to the near side, has the corner inside the 10, spun down near the 5-yard line. Let's see where they spot it. Well, they don't give him much of a spot. They'll give him the 9-yard line. Should be good enough to move the chains, and it does. So a first and goal after another good run for Isaiah Brown, 11 yards. And Brown starting to rack up the yardage here in the first half. Brandon Jordan checks in as they overload the near side here with Alexander and Jordan, 3 wide receivers to the left. Play action, pump fake. Luton pop flies the corner, and it's incomplete. The receiver was out of bounds. And he wanted Darian Bullard, who had also checked into the game, and Bullard made the catch, but couldn't get his feet down. Here comes Cam Taylor back in the game. On a second and goal from the 8. The Pirates inside the 10 in the first quarter. But a couple of incompletions stalled the drive, and they had to settle for a field goal. Noah Segrist has checked in the backfield. Luton, 4-man rush, steps up, throws the back of the end zone, and it's over everybody, looking for Kendrick Mallory. Well, that, if my memory serves, is the first pass thrown Kendrick Mallory's way. Mallory had a huge first month of the season with 5 touchdowns. The way to introduce himself into the Pirate offense. But he, along with everybody else, was really slowed down last week. But Luton has a lot of options in this offense. And Mallory is certainly chief among them. Double tight end set on 3rd and goal from the 8. Segrist remains in the game as Luton will work under center. This a rarity. Receivers left and right. Luton, 3-step drop, pop flies the corner. He's looking for Taylor, and Taylor wants a flag. He's not going to get it. The coverage was good on Taylor by Nathan Bowman. And it was hard to tell, but it looked like Bowman got his head around just enough on that throw to not draw the flag. Taylor couldn't come up with it, and we'll see Cooper Garcia again. And another good drive for the Pirates, but you have the decided feeling that they cannot trade touchdowns for field goals. You can't in general anyway, but not against an offense like this one here in Saddleback. Nonetheless, it'll be another 25-yard attempt. Comes from the left hash. Now some movement for Saddleback. We'll see if the player was drawn off. Okay, so defense in the neutral zone. It'll be half the distance, but it will only make it 4th and goal from the 4, so you have to expect that you'll see Garcia again. This time from 21 yards. Garcia already converted his first field goal of the season earlier. And they'll try once again. Garcia stares it down. Now he's ready. Here's the snap. Placement down. Kick is up. Garcia puts it through. So another field goal for Ventura. Puts them back within 1 score. It's now 14-6, 13:45 remaining here in the first half. You're listening to Ventura College Football here on the VC Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, Saddleback College.
Colin Root will tee it up for the Pirates. Marshall and Binda back deep. This one's going to bounce at the 10-yard line and trickle into the end zone. The Gauchos will have to bring it out. Back past the 5, maybe to the 10. So I don't know if that was miscommunication or what happened there, but it was a live football on the turf before finally the Gauchos were able to go and get it at the goal line and bring it out to the 10-yard line. Vlad Jabiev, one of the premier special teams contributors for the Gauchos this season, finally able to go back and get it in a rare return, and he was fortunate to get 10 yards and at least get the Gauchos out from the very shadow of their own goalpost. But they'll go to work from the 10, 1st and 10. The Pirates crowd the line. The handoff on the right side, and a 4-yard gain takes it out to the 14-yard line. And that was Jabiev staying in the game. So Jabiev, perhaps after saving the day, gets the reward of a series or two in the backfield. He's back there with Vander as they go with dual setbacks on 2nd down and 6. Jabiev in motion. Play action to Vander. Wasserbach on the wide receiver screen steps out after a gain of a couple. So a couple of yards for Wasserbach brings up a big 3rd down, call it a long 3. Well, the Pirates would love to get a 3 and out here. Get off the field. Maybe get themselves a little bit closer. They trail it by 8 here in the 2nd quarter. Jabiev in the game with Vander. Dual setbacks. Robinson has the snap. 4-man rush. Robinson with time. Still looking. Airs it out on the left side, and it's dropped. He wanted DeAndre Moore. Crumby had the coverage, and Moore had a chance at that one. Maybe took his eye off it, thinking about running. He had gotten behind Crumby. But Moore unable to bring it in, and it's a 3 and out, and an opportunity for the Pirates as Tanner G will return the punt. Well, again, we don't see Crumby back there, and he's been handling a lot of the return duties. He is playing on defense here tonight, but perhaps might be battling a nagging injury. Want to limit his work. Either way, it's G at the Ventura 44. Thompson just gets it away. There's a lot of contact. Here comes a flag. This one trickles into Ventura territory. A good bounce. All the way down to the 41. That's a 42-yard punt. Thompson's still down. And he took a lot of contact as that ball was very nearly blocked. That's a killer penalty for Ventura, roughing the kicker. That's not a surprise on that call, but that erases the 3 and out, and instead of getting the ball, the Gauchos get 15 yards and a fresh set of downs. They'll have it at their own 32, and you got to remember that moment. It's hard to blame the Pirate players, though. I think it was Devontae Smith, but I can't say for sure. But so very close on the block, and sometimes you have to make the choice about whether or not to go for the block. But there was a ton of contact there. And they'll help the Gaucho player off the field. And he is leaving under his own power, so that's a good sign, as always. But the Gauchos have a 1st and 10 now from the 32-yard line. 4 wide receivers on 1st and 10. Play action to Vander. Robinson with all kinds of time, and it's another drop. Marvin Marshall, the intended target, on the slant. And the pass incomplete. So Robinson's had a couple of balls dropped here on this drive. And now it's 2nd and 10 from the Saddleback 32. Logan Garrick in the game for the first time here tonight, along with Daquan Davis, They go with receivers left and right on 2nd down and 10. See Robinson with a hard count. Pirates not biting the play clock, down to 2. He's got to hurry now. Whistles come in, and instead the Gauchos will have to burn their second timeout here in the first half. 12:32 remaining, 14-6. The Gauchos on top of the Pirates. It's Pirate football on the VC Sports Network. Second down and 10, and the Gauchos back out on the field, working it from left to right. Can hear in the distance the Gaucho faithful starting to make some noise on the far side. They'll empty the backfield, swing it out to Vander on the screen. Makes a move at the 20, should say at the 30, and he's out past the 35, and a late flag comes in. The Pirates, if there was a bit of good news for the Pirates last week in the loss to Riverside, they only had 5 penalties, and penalties had been hurting them early in the season as they were among the most penalized teams. And that was a lone bit of good news, and now the Pirate players are starting to point back towards Saddleback, so perhaps this one is going to work against the Gauchos. Vander picked up about 5 yards on the play. So a personal foul going against Saddleback. This will be a spot foul, and it will turn a 3rd and short into a 3rd and long, I believe. Let's see how they work it with 12:23 remaining. Should be result of the play and then 15 yards. And indeed, I've got it right. Remember the moment. 3rd down and 20 for Saddleback. It's a good response from the Pirate defense. It helps when the offense hurts themselves with penalties. So a 3rd down and 20 for Robinson. They'll look to the sideline, plenty of time on the play clock. 4 wide receiver set. Vander remains in the game in the backfield with Robinson. Robinson has the snap, 4-man rush, steps up, pocket collapsing, dumps it short to Vander. Vander makes a move at the 30, another cut at the 35, making people miss, and he's finally brought down at the 34-yard line. A gain of 12. That's well short of the first down, and we'll see the punting unit for Saddleback. So a nice stand as Tanner G will retreat to take this punt. And we'll see now it's Thompson back to punt. And it was Dominic Scotto, the punter on the last punt, where there was the roughing the kicker call, and Scotto had to be helped from the field. So we'll see Thompson again, as the Gauchos have been going with 2 punters for much of this season. This one takes a bounce in front of G. He'll let it roll. It takes a good roll for the Gauchos all the way down to the 21-yard line. 44-yard punt for Thompson. And the Pirates will have it, trailing 14-6. They'll spot it at the 22. So Luton back on, joined by Burt in the backfield. Has the snap. Burt hit in the backfield, dropped for a loss on the play. Jake Hudson off that defensive line, swallows Burt up, a loss of a yard. So a 2nd down and 11. It's an active defensive line for the Gauchos. Come in with 18 sacks as a team in 4 games. So they can get after it. That'll be a challenge for a Pirate offensive line that still only allowed 3 sacks. They come on the blitz on 2nd and 11. Taylor Sheds a tackler at the 25, out past the 30. Finally ridden out of bounds at the 34-yard line. That'll move the chains. First catch of the night for Cam Taylor, 13 yards. And the Pirates have a fresh set of downs. Burt remains in the game as they move 3 wide receivers to the right on 1st and 10. Taylor solo to the left. Luton with time on the play clock. Still 13 seconds. Has the snap. Play action. Luton with all kinds of time. Going deep down the middle, and he overthrew everybody. He was actually going for Tanner G in the slot, but the coverage was very good. Probably a good thing that Luton did overthrow it. 2nd down and 10. That was Alvin Williams on the coverage. Williams, the leading tackler for the Gauchos this season from his safety spot. And he had G blanketed. 2nd down and 10 for the Pirates. Stack formation, Broski in motion. Burt sweeping to the right, cuts it off tackle, and he's tripped up after a pickup of about 3. So 3rd down and 7. And for the Pirates, they'll have to confront this 3rd and long if they want to keep the drive alive. Now the wind has started to calm down a little bit here as night falls. 3 wide receivers for Luton, I should say, on 3rd and 7. Broski again in motion. And now some movement on the right side, and this should go against Ventura. So the false start makes a 3rd and 7, a 3rd and 12. And now it's 3rd and long by any definition. So Broski will line up in the slot as they bring on Tanner G again. Receivers left and right for Luton on 3rd and 12. Delayed blitz. Luton has time. Bombs it, looking for Taylor on the near side. Taylor again looking for a flag and not getting it. But I thought it was pretty good coverage for Taylor. Nathan Bowman locked up one-on-one. And the ball overthrown. But Luton finally took a shot going deep for Cam Taylor. Came up empty on that one. And we'll see Cooper Garcia and the punting unit here for the Pirates, and haven't seen too much of Cooper here in the first half. He had 9 punts last week. He was busy as the Pirates had their struggles against that Tiger defense. And incidentally, the Tigers on SoCal College Sports here tonight over on SoCal College Sports 2. That one nearly blocked. Garcia maybe partially tipped, but it gets a good bounce. That one came down at midfield but rolled all the way to the 35. So it ends up being a 33-yard punt. File that one under, could have been worse for the Pirates. But the Gauchos take over with solid field position at the 35-yard line as they are moving from left to right here in the 2nd quarter. So far the scoring, a couple of touchdown runs for Edward Vander. He's now up to 8 on the season for the Gauchos. A couple of short field goals by Cooper Garcia as the Pirates have been in the red zone a couple of times but have been unable to convert for 6 and have had to settle for 3, and that's your difference. JoJo Binda on the handoff, trying for the corner on the far side. Got a couple of yards as he managed to fall forward out to the 37-yard line. They'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. Well, they'll give him the 38, so a good spot. This is the 10th meeting all time between these two teams, and the Gauchos have had their way, winning 8 of 9. Robinson with a straight drop, pressure coming. Dumps it short, has Vander, and Vander's out past the 40, steps out of bounds at the 42-yard line. 4-yard gain, Good evasiveness from Robinson as he avoided the pressure. Dropped it off to Vander, and it will bring up a big third down. Third down and 3. Pirates have rebounded nicely off of the loss last week here in the first half. Giving up a couple of drives here to Saddleback, but they're hanging around here in the second quarter. Robinson looking to the sidelines, the play clock down to 7. Has the snap, loses the handle, picks it up. He's in trouble rolling left, finds a man for the first down. Boy, what a heady play by Nick Robinson. DeAndre Moore had the reception. That's a 10-yard gain, and Robinson was in all kinds of trouble as he botched the snap, but was able to find the handle and then had the presence of mind to find Moore. A 10-yard gain on third down. Moves the chains. Vander dances his way forward for a pickup of a couple. Not a whole lot of running room. So a second down and 8 after a 2-yard gain. They'll empty the backfield. Robinson on the slant. The catch is made at the 39-yard line. Going back to DeAndre Moore. So Robinson starting to work to DeAndre Moore. The stop made by Dre Jackson. Just shy of the first down, so a big third down coming up again. This a 3rd and 1 from the Ventura 39. The Pirates need to make something happen here defensively to stall this drive. Trailing by 8. C.J. Harris split out wide to the right. Offset I formation. JoJo Binda through a good hole, has the first down and more. Binda dragged down near the 30-yard line. 9-yard gain. Another third down conversion for the Gauchos on this drive. They have it 1st and 10 from the Ventura 30. Boy, that was a big play on the botch snap on third down. And Robinson keeping this drive alive as he managed to scoop that ball up, keep this drive alive. Handoff to Vander. A little cut in the hole. He's past the 25, down to the 23-yard line. Good inside running from Edward Vander, a 7-yard gain, and we have a Gaucho player down. McIntyre on the stop. And it's number 72, Baba Gadaxas. Apologies on that pronunciation if that's not right. This was no Steve Johnson. So they'll take a look at Gadaxas here, and we will step away. A 2nd and 3 for Saddleback from the Ventura 23. Gauchos on top of the Pirates here on the VC Sports Network. Second down and 3 for the Gauchos. Receivers left and right, direct snap to Vander. Off tackle on the left side, has the first down. Down to the 17-yard line. And it's Vander continuing to pile on the yardage Another first down. Gauchos back in the red zone where they're perfect tonight. 2 for 2, a couple of touchdowns. We'll see if they stay. They do with the Wildcat. Vander straight ahead, has a little lane. Dragged down near the 10. 5 yards as they'll spot it at the 11. Zavala on the stop. Ticking down, 5:05 remaining here in the second quarter. Vander working from the Wildcat, receivers left and right. On the keeper, ran into his own man as he falls forward to the 7. Call it a 4-yard gain and a massive 3rd down and 1 coming up. Well, I haven't seen Vander even contemplate throwing the ball from that Wildcat formation. But the Gauchos do a good job of spreading it out. 3 wide receivers split out very wide. So it's not so easy to just bunch up in that formation, even though Vander's on the keeper almost every time, and he lines up in the Wildcat here. 3rd and 1. Marshall on the sweep. Picks his way forward. Second effort from Marshall. He's inside the 5 and ridden out of bounds just shy of the goal line. Marshall was in some trouble in the backfield, but great patience. And finds a little lane. And takes it down to the 1-yard line where it'll be 1st and goal. Marshall, for his part, came in with 99 yards on the ground in just 10 carries, so he's been very effective in that role. Vander on the direct snap, straight ahead, in for the touchdown again. 3 touchdowns for Edward Vander here in the first half, and they've all come on the direct snap. Short runs, each one of them, and the Gauchos go back up 14 at 20-6. The extra point pending. Well, you can't make it look a whole lot easier than that. 65 yards on that drive, capped off by Vander from a yard out. And again, you have to say it, you think back to the 3rd down and the botch snap and the great play by Nick Robinson to scoop the ball up, keep the play alive, find DeAndre Moore, move the chains, and the Gauchos take full advantage. Taking it in for 6, the extra point by Ball is good. And with 3:52 remaining here in the first half, Saddleback is back out in front 21-6 on the VC Sports Network. Well, the Pirates find themselves in a double-digit deficit once again, now back down 21-6. Crumby back deep with Tanner G. Aaron Ball has it teed up for the Gauchos, the approach, and the kick away. Short kick. G moving up from the 15. Angles back to his right, he's past the 20, and dragged down from behind at the 25. So G with the 10-yard return. The Gauchos take over or I should say the Pirates take over at the 25-yard line, trailing 21-6. 3:47 remaining here in the opening half. At halftime, we'll have a look at the halftime stats, some scores from around the SCFA. Here from Saddleback College, the VC Sports Network. Jeff Stoyanoff, so happy you've joined us here from Saddleback College tonight. And a reminder, SCFA football all over the place on SoCal College Sports. We have Riverside and Cerritos over on SoCal College Sports too. Check out the site. Luton on the quarterback draw with running room, has the first down, met at the 37-yard line after a gain of 12. a nice play call in Luton with a big hole before Neiman finally met him at the 37-yard line. Luton, another in a long line of Pirate quarterbacks with good feet. And he can move well. Gains 12 there. Trying to set up the screen, wanted Cam Taylor, and he was in a crowd. Couldn't make the catch. Luton still having some trouble connecting with Cam Taylor here tonight. Isaiah Johnson had the coverage. 2nd down and 10 for the Pirates. From their own 37-yard line, they'll spread it out with 4 wide receivers. Isaiah Brown in the backfield with Luton. He's had a very good first half. Luton guns it on the slant on the far side. Kendrick Mallory has the catch. He's about a yard, maybe 2, shy of the first down, so a 3rd down and 2 from the 45. The Pirates quickly to the line. Brown remains in the backfield, 3 wide receivers to the left. Luton looking left, throwing left, has Jordan for the first down. Jordan into Saddleback territory down to the 43. 12-yard gain as Luton finds Brandon Jordan. Neiman again on the stop. 1st down and 10 for the Pirates at the 43-yard line of Saddleback. Working quickly. Blitz coming. Luton rolling right away from pressure. Tries to dump it short, but the pass is short, and it's incomplete. He wanted Brian Burt out in the flat. And Luton throwing on the run. Just couldn't get enough on it. And a 2nd down and 10 coming up. Pirates move it with 3 wide receivers now to the right as they work it from right to left. Luton looking left, pressure coming, and he's going to be sacked. Holzinger on the sack, back to the 48-yard line. 5-yard loss, and it's 3rd down and 15, and that brings a reaction from the Gaucho faithful. So the Pirates up against it with a 3rd and long. Alexander, along with Mallory and Jordan, split out to the right. Cam Taylor solo to the left on 3rd and 15. Luton straight drop, 3-man rush. Airs it out over the middle. He wanted Cam Taylor again. This time he was double covered. Bowman in the area on the coverage. He's been locked up with Taylor all night. So the Pirate drive stalls in Saddleback territory at the 48, and we'll see Cooper Garcia. DeAndre Moore waiting back at the 15-yard line. The kick away, high kick from Garcia. Moore signals for a fair catch, makes it at the 18. It's a 30-yard kick, but it pushes the Gauchos back inside their own 20, and they'll start at the 18-yard line with 1:51 remaining here in the first half. That's a lot of time for Nick Robinson, Edward Vander, and this Gaucho offense, but we'll have to see what Coach McElroy has in mind for Saddleback as they have a 15-point lead here late in the first half. So Robinson continues to ably lead this Gaucho offense. He was outstanding in the victory over El Camino last week, and he's picked it right up here against the Pirates as the Gauchos have the lead. Vander circling to his right on the near side. Forced out of bounds at the 25-yard line. It's a 7-yard run for Vander, and it brings up a 2nd down and 3. They'll stop the clock here with 1:46 remaining. Just long enough to reset the ball. Robinson directs traffic. The Gauchos quickly to the line. Harrison Marshall split out to the near side. Flags come in on the snap.
Prior to the snap, 44, Kaufman, false start, 5 yards, still second out.
So a 5-yard penalty against Saddleback. And a 2nd down and 8 after the penalty is assessed. So Harris and Marshall now split out to the left. As the Gauchos have it 2nd and 8. Play action. The throw over the middle. Harris has the catch, and he is brought down by his shirt by Crumby. And it's a good thing that Crumby held on, because there was nothing but green grass in front of Harris if he could have wriggled away. Instead, he's brought down at the 34. It's good enough to move the chains. Still a minute 31 as they wind the clock. Robinson quickly to the line. Another bad snap. The ball is loose, but Vander has it bounce right back to him. And that is a little bit of the story of the last couple weeks for Ventura. Another one. Maybe a bounce could have gone their way, but it just pops right back up. And disaster is averted. And instead, it's 2nd down. Ticking down to a minute remaining here in the first half. Receivers left and right for Robinson. Play action. Robinson still has it, dumps it short. Marshall out to the 40. Looking for a lane as he's ridden out of bounds. At the 43-yard line, they'll give him the 44. That's very near the first down marker. See where they spot it. Well, they give him a pretty good spot all the way to the 45, so that moves the chains. Clock stops with 49 seconds. If you're thinking about the field goal and Aaron Ball, his long is 44 yards this season. So they need to think about at least a Ventura 30, you would think, before they could really go. The blitz coming. Wide receiver screen. Wasserbach's going to throw. Unloads it deep looking for Harris. Smith on the coverage. It's incomplete. That's a great job by Devontae Smith, because there was a lot of contact there as Smith was locked up with Harris. But Smith did a great job of getting his head and body turned around to play that football. And I'm certain that's what kept the flag in the ref's pocket. So you can't do it a whole lot better than that by Devontae Smith, as the Gauchos dial up the trick play with Remy Wasserbach on the option. But nothing doing, so a 2nd and 10. Again, the Pirates show blitz. Now they'll drop off and rush 3. Pump fake. Robinson nowhere to go. Now he's going to run. He's out to midfield. Robinson with running room. Inside the 30, down to the 25-yard line. Nick Robinson with a run of about 30 yards before it's all said and done. They're going to say he stepped out at the 29. And now the Gauchos are rapidly approaching field goal range, but never mind. Flag on the play, so a holding call will erase that. And that's a break for the Pirates, as Robinson had scampered all the way down inside the 30, but instead coming back. So the holding call, which took place right about the line of scrimmage, in case you're wondering how it was that Robinson had so much room, perhaps there's an answer. But the 10-yard penalty makes it 2nd down and 20 from the 35 of Saddleback. 30 seconds remaining here in the first half. So Robinson with Vander to his right. Robinson calling out to his offensive line. Now has the snap. Has Vander behind him. Vander on the pitch. Tiptoes the near sideline. Another flag comes in as Vander's out to the 47-yard line. Check that. That's the 42-yard line. So a 7-yard run, but hold everything, and let's see what the call is. Another holding call against Saddleback.
10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Well, they're going to catch C.J. Harris downfield with the hold. So they'll back it up from the 38-yard line back to the 28. And it'll be second and forever here with 24 seconds remaining in the first half. Well, Nick Robinson's going to check out. And they'll go back to the direct snap to Edward Vander, which has been so effective in the red zone, certainly, as Vander has 3 rushing touchdowns here in the first half. Marshall in motion. Vander, a counter to the left, has a good lane. He's out to the 35, tries to cut it right, runs into his own man, but he's still on his feet. Past the 45, out to the 48. It's a 20-yard run for Edward Vander, and it sets up a pretty manageable 3rd down and 7. Well, who would have thought on 2nd and 27?
48-yard line.
16 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Gauchos, for their part, still have a timeout. So they can stop the clock if they can get a big play. The Pirates ready. The Gauchos come to the line with receivers left and right. 4 wide receivers on 3rd and 7. Robinson back in the game. They empty the backfield. Straight drop. 4-man rush. Robinson steps up over the middle. The ball batted in the air and caught. This is going to be a touchdown for the Gauchos. Unbelievable.
Number 81, Karan Nelson, good for a touchdown.
It was Nelson, Tron Nelson, on the reception, and he batted that ball in the air, and it hung in the air, and I think he bobbled it again, and then made the catch, turned around, nothing in front of him, but open green, and he takes it in, a 52-yard touchdown with 5 seconds remaining here in the first half. The extra point is up and good. And the House of Horrors continues for Ventura here over the last couple of weeks. Time for one more play here in the first half, but it's all Saddleback. Gauchos on top of Ventura 28-6 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. So Robinson with the touchdown pass to Karan Nelson of 52 yards. And the Gauchos make the 2-minute drill work unconventionally, but a big play near the end, a short pooch kick to the near side. And the ball ends up at the 26-yard line. Returner hit immediately. It was Segrist on the return. Nowhere to go. Still 2 seconds remaining. And the Pirates will come out, one would have to imagine, and just set this one down and head to the locker room. I hesitate to ask what else could go wrong. But they'll come out in the formation. Luton surrounded, and he'll just take a knee. And they'll head into the locker room, and we will head to the half. Here from Saddleback College, and the Gauchos making the most of every opportunity, and they head into the half, leading this one 28-6. Saddleback on top of Ventura here on the VC Sports Network. Halftime from Saddleback College, and the Gauchos all over Ventura 28-6 here on the VC Sports Network. Taking a look at some scores from around the SCFA, Fullerton earlier today, a victory over Moore Park 62-6, and the Hornets moved to 5-0 on the season. Santa Monica, a 34-31 victory earlier today over LA Harbor. Santa Monica joining the Northern Conference, so the Pirates will see them later in the year. Allen Hancock blanks San Bernardino Valley, or I should say 16-6 over San Bernardino Valley. A final from Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara on top of College of the Desert, 47-18. In progress, over on SoCal College Sports 2, I should say, here in the SoCal College Sports family. Riverside leading Cerritos 17-2 as they have begun the third quarter. And that one available here on SoCal College Sports over on Channel 2 at the site www.socalcollegesports.com. Southwestern leading Citrus 28-14 in the third quarter. They're heading to the third, or they're in the third. Long Beach and Golden West at Long Beach tied at 20. Another tough game from Golden West. It was Golden West who nearly upset Riverside earlier this season, leading 17-6 in the fourth quarter in that game before Riverside came back against Golden West to pull out the victory there. So the Rustlers always tough, and they're giving Long Beach a handful in the third quarter. Mount San Antonio College at the half leading Orange Coast 21-12. That's at Labard Stadium. Palomar leading Chaffey there at the half 21-7. Check in for some scores throughout the second half. Keep you updated on the action in the SCFA here once again 28-6. Saddleback leading Ventura. Will step aside very briefly. Come back for the start of the second half here on the VC Sports Network. The Gauchos, who deferred after winning the toss before the game, will receive the ball first here in the second half. They'll work it from left to right here in the third quarter, leading it 28-6. So the Pirates will have to go right back on defense after the deflating end of that first half. Crazy play leading to the 52-yard touchdown as Robinson found Karan Nelson off the batted ball that Nelson hit in the air a couple of times before finally bringing it in and running it in for the touchdown with under 10 seconds remaining. Root on the approach. Deep kick, backing up. Marshall from a yard deep, fakes the handoff, has a little lane, he's out past the 30. Marshall breaks a tackle at the 35 and falls forward to the 38-yard line. So a good return by Marvin Marshall, and the Gauchos pick up right where they left off. They'll spot it at the 38. It's a 39-yard return for Marshall.
First and 10 Gauchos at their own 38-yard line.
Marshall came in, averaging just over 24 yards per return. The Pirates have done a pretty good job in the first half on kick coverage. But that time, Marshall found a good lane, and Robinson and company will go to work. The Pirates show blitz on first down, play action. Robinson on the keeper, sweeping to the left, through a hole. Robinson into Pirate territory. He's down to the 30. One man to beat, and he's dragged down from behind, down near the 15-yard line. 47 yards on the run for Nick Robinson. And if you think back to the first half, Robinson had a very long run on that 2-minute drive that was called back due to a holding penalty. Well, there's a little bit of what we saw as Robinson shows the good running ability. He found a good hole sweeping to the left, and he hit the hole hard. 47 yards to empty the backfield on 1st and 10. Robinson throwing into the end zone, wanted Wasserback, and the pass incomplete. Eric Wilson Jr. had the coverage on Wasserback. Wasserback leading all receivers with 4 touchdown receptions on the season, so he's Robinson's go-to guy. Had back-to-back 2 touchdown games in weeks 2 and 3. He'll head to the sidelines here as Vander remains in the game, and it's Robinson who stays in at quarterback in the red zone. Play action, deep drop, blitz coming. The ball dumped short and the catch made for a minimal gain, if anything. Marshall on the reception. So Marshall used in so many different ways in this offense. He actually lost a couple on that carry, but Marshall comes in, despite lining up in the slot for the most part, he still has 10 carries coming in. He also has 14 catches. That's second on the team. So he's an all-purpose guy. 3rd down and 12. It's Marshall in motion. Robinson looks over the Pirate defense, has the snap, the blitz coming. Robinson steps up, guns it over the middle. Wasserback has the catch. He's inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line, and that will move the chains on a 3rd down and 12. Well, the Gauchos pick up about 46% on 3rd down on the season coming in. You get a good sense why. They are terribly efficient on offense. As that time the Pirates dialed up the blitz. They brought the house. But Robinson, showing a lot of poise, stepped up right into the pressure, fired a strike to Wasserback. And it's a 1st and goal from the 2. Vander already has 3 touchdowns. Play action. Robinson rolling right, throws the back of the end zone. Touchdown, C.J. Harris. Well, that's a well-designed play. Robinson with a play action, rolls right. Harris working the back of that end zone, and he flashes all the way across from the left side. Coming over to the near side here as the Gauchos are working from left to right, and he was open in the back of the end zone. And Robinson fires his 2nd touchdown pass here tonight, and the Gauchos are turning this one into a laugher as they go up 35-6 with 13:10 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The number 2 team in the South, trailing only the team we saw last week. And the tough schedule continues here for Ventura in 2016 as they trail Saddleback here on the VC Sports Network. B&G back deep for the Pirates. It took the Gauchos only 1 minute and 50 seconds to go 62 yards. And what seems like moments ago was a 14-6 game with Ventura maybe getting the ball back and a chance to get themselves back even in this one has turned into a 35-6 game. G with a little stutter step. Circles out on one tackle. He's still on his feet. G up the near sideline past the 30. And a late flag comes in. Let's see what the call is here. But a terrific individual effort by G, who was in trouble at about the 15-yard line, but keeps his feet, breaks a couple of tackles, and gets it out past the 30, and now another flag comes in late. So let's see what the call is here. I know Art's got an opinion. Got pretty good eyes, Art. I think I'd go with your call. Let's see. As they sort it out, there was an initial flag as G was brought down, and then a flag came in several seconds later as they were unpiling everybody. So there might be two calls here.
Personal foul, late hit, number 41 of the Kiki team. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike, Ventura. Offsetting fouls.
So there was a late hit on Saddleback, but that 15 yards will be erased because there was a subsequent personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct against Ventura. So the Pirates shooting themselves in the foot a bit there, as they might have had the ball out at about midfield. Instead, they'll take over at the 34 after the return by G. So Luton, 8 of 21 in the first half, as he struggled somewhat against this Gaucho defense. We'll go to work here to start the third quarter. I should say the Pirates' first drive in the third quarter. G on the end around, looking for a hole on the right side. He has the corner, out past the 40 to the 43-yard line. That is about a yard and a half shy of the first down. So Tanner G on the carry, picks up about 8. Call it second down and a short 2.
Gain of 8 on the last play, second down.
Tanner G, another bounce back. A guy they're very excited about here at Ventura. He's back there with Brian Burt, dual setbacks for Luton. It's Isaiah Brown, on the carry. Plunges forward for a gain of about 4 yards, good enough to move the chains. Pirates to the 46-yard line. Well, there's clearly been a concerted effort by the Pirates to reestablish that running game here in the first half. And part of that, I suspect, goes to an interesting statistic. If you're following the Pirates this season, in the last 2 games, the Pirates have had 22 minutes of time possession, followed by 20 minutes time of possession. And that's just not enough, even with a high-octane offense. You got to give your defense a little time on the sidelines. I think the Pirates are trying to get a little more balanced to bring that time of possession up. It's not working so far here tonight, unfortunately, but we'll see in the long haul. Brown hit in the backfield, but tremendous second effort as he moves the pile out to the 49. Another flag comes in late. That's about as good a 3-yard gain as you're ever going to see from Brown, who took a hit a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage, but spun out and then churned the legs for a 3-yard pickup. So let's see what the call is now.
Dead ball, personal foul, number 6 of the offense, 15 yards.
This is going to go against Kendrick Mallory. It's a dead ball personal foul, and Mallory's pleading his case over on the far side. But for the Pirates, a real opportunity here to at least get something going offensively. They only have 6 points on the board here tonight, and that's a decidedly low output for such a good offense. But a personal foul against Saddleback was erased by a personal foul by Ventura on the kick return. And now another personal foul after they had moved the chains once, and it's second down and 22. So the Pirates aren't doing themselves any favors. They'll empty the backfield here on second and long. Luton, a 4-man rush. Pocket starting to collapse. Luton scrambling around, still looking downfield. Finds a wide-open Brandon Jordan at the Ventura 45. He gets a great block at midfield, springs him for another 10 yards, all the way down to the Saddleback 37-yard line. Well, I can't let that block go by without telling you who it was, and it looked like it was Darian Ballard with a terrific downfield block that sprung Jordan, getting all the way down to the Saddleback 36-yard line, and that picks up a first down for Ventura. Isaiah Brown in the backfield. Cam Taylor, the lone receiver, to the near side as the Gauchos, or I should say, the Pirates work from right to left. Brown with a nice cutback, inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line. Good hard running by Isaiah Brown. He was up over 50 yards in the first half. I want to say, and I'd have to double check this, but I think Brown's season high output on the ground was 99 yards. Might have come back against Mount Sac. I'd have to see the game log, but I want to say that's right. But Brown with an opportunity here, maybe to get up over 100. I'm sure he'd trade it for a win. Brown running left, another cut back to the right. A gain of a couple, but that is good enough for a first down to the Saddleback 25-yard line. That'll bring back Brian Burt. Burt, for his part, had 28 yards in the first half. And again, this is all decidedly better than last week when the Pirates had 48 yards rushing in the game against Riverside, 38 of which came on one run by Noah Segrist in the fourth quarter. That's the Tiger defense, a different animal altogether. Luton with a straight drop. Crossing pattern looking for Broski, and it's a drop. So Broski can't hold on. And I got to tell you, for pretty much perfect temperatures, great football conditions, I've seen a few drops on both sides here tonight. Second down and 10. Burt remains in the game in the backfield. They'll screen it out to Burt on the right. Slips out of one tackle at the 25, but he's met by a host of jerseys after a gain of a couple. An immediate reaction from the far side and the Saddleback fans. As a flag comes in. Yeah, it looked like that's what they were calling for. I want to say that was Kendrick Mallory over there trying to set a block. Well, scratch all that. A personal foul after the 2-yard gain by Burt, but that's half the distance from the 24. So they'll take it down into the red zone, down to the Saddleback 12-yard line, as the penalties are coming fast and furious now on both sides. Still 10-16 remaining in the third quarter. 4 wide receivers for Luton in the Pirate offense, a 1st and 10. Luton on the keeper, through a hole on the right side. He's at the 5, he's in for the touchdown. Terrific misdirection for Luton. He faked it to Burt and then just ran through a huge hole off his right tackle. 12-yard run, but guess again, there's another flag on the field, so let's see what the call is. Coach McElroy wants an explanation. The flag came down on the far side near the goal line. Meanwhile, the Pirates think they got a touchdown on the board. They're sending out the special teams unit for the extra point, but meanwhile, here comes another flag.
2 unsportsmanlike fouls. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike, number 11, taunting after the touchdown.
So we have an unsportsmanlike call against Ventura.
Unsportsmanlike, 51, taunting. They'll offset.
So
the touchdown is good.
Offsetting personal fouls for taunting between Ventura and Saddleback. So the touchdown's on the board, as the officials, I think, are trying to keep order, I suspect, in the vernacular of my good buddy and broadcast partner, Mike Zabeta. It's getting a little chippy down there. I saw a number of personal fouls on that drive. We'll see if the officials can keep order. I'm sure they can. Meanwhile, 10:01 remaining here in the third quarter. And the Pirates with their first touchdown tonight, and it comes on a Jake Luton run of 12 yards. So Garcia on for the point after. Placement down, kick is up, and it is good. So Garcia puts it through, and the Pirates answer as they go 68 yards to pay dirt. Another flag down, as the Pirates are back, trailing now 35-13. And we'll keep it here to see what the flag is.
The points are good. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike, taunting, number 97.
Okay, so another taunting call. And I think at this point, both coaches would be delighted, I would have to imagine, if they could just get their teams to stop talking.
Our score with 10:01 to
but it continues to go back and forth. They said a number. It was 97, but didn't get a team. So we'll see as they get ready to kick it off here. That's going to go against Saddleback. I'm getting the indication that would be Hudson picking up the personal foul. So this should affect where the kickoff comes from. Jake Hudson, freshman out of Tesoro High School. Hudson, the leading tackler among defensive linemen for the Gauchos. I don't want to call the guy out just for the penalty here. So Colin Root will tee it up from midfield. See if he can put this one out of the back of the end zone. Keep the ball out of the hands of the Gaucho returners as the Pirates able to push one in for a touchdown for the first time tonight. Unfortunately, it merely answers the opening touchdown for Saddleback here in the third quarter. So 5 minutes into this third quarter, we're right back where we started, a 22-point game. Root sends this one indeed out of the back of the end zone, so it'll be a touchback, and the Gauchos will go to work here in the third quarter. Keep an eye on that Long Beach Golden West score. That is a game to watch. Nick Mitchell and his Rustlers, always a tough assignment. And that is another premier matchup here in the SCFA between two of the highly touted teams. This was a matchup of number 2 and number 8 in the state. But the Gauchos have been exceptionally impressive here tonight, particularly offensively. 5 touchdowns on the board, and they lead at 35-13. And the Pirate defense has been unable to get off the field often enough to keep this one close. But when you have Luton, a number of playmakers on the outside, you never know. So the Gauchos will huddle it up, get ready to go here from the 25. Charles Franklin, defensive lineman for the Pirates, practically in the Gaucho huddle, now retreats to his own side of the ball. Well, hey, listen, whatever you can find out. At this point, I think the Pirates need a spy in the huddle. Vander to the left of Nick Robinson. Robinson has the snap. They fake. Now Robinson on the keeper. Might be a busted play, but he finds a wide open man. It's Garrick. Garrick out to the 40, brought down at the 44-yard line, and that looked like a busted play. Robinson was holding that ball out for a good couple of seconds. Vander never took it, and finally Robinson scampers around behind the line of scrimmage, and Garrick's wide open on the near sideline. Ends up being a 19-yard gain. Just another in a series for the Pirates here tonight. I mean, who could figure it? Quick screen on the outside. This one ruled incomplete. He wanted Vander, trying to set up the screen, but it was underthrown, so a second down and 10. Robinson, for his part, had a monster first half. 16 of 20, 187 yards, and a touchdown. And he's added to that here in the second half with another touchdown pass. This is a guy who threw for 302 yards in one half against El Camino last week. So a star is born here at Saddleback over the last week or two in freshman Nick Robinson. Shades of what we saw from Luton in the first couple of weeks for the Pirates. Can do no wrong. Counter handoff to Vander. And he's able to pick his way forward for a pickup of about 3. So third down and 7 upcoming. For the Gauchos, Zavala on the stop.
Third down.
The Gauchos will spread it out with 4 wide receivers on 3rd and long. Robinson from the shotgun has the low snap. Flags come in. Garrick on the quick hitch has the catch. He's a couple of yards shy of the first down, so let's see what the flag is. Right now it's 4th down. Devontae Smith wraps him up after a 5-yard gain, as Garrick didn't quite make it to the marker before he turned that pattern inside to receive the ball. It was thrown from the side. Illegal formation. That's going to go against Saddleback. The Pirates will decline, and that'll bring up 4th down. So the Pirates, after a touchdown on their last drive, getting off the field here, and they'll give the offense another chance. Still a long way to go. 9:02 remaining in the third quarter. Meanwhile, the Gauchos, the offense not coming off the field, but now, finally, here comes the punting unit. Big surprise. The offense wants to stay on and go for it. What else would you want, though, if you were a coach? Of course the offense wants to go for it. They always want to go for it.
We'll see Kirby deep to return for the Pirates.
So we'll see which one of the dueling punters it is. Dominic Scotto was injured in the first half, and indeed it's Mateo Thompson, who's going to stay on and handle the punting. Before the snap, it's a delay of game, though, so they'll mark off 5 yards against Saddleback. Back to the 47-yard line. And the Gauchos will line up to punt again. Crumby waiting back at his 20-yard line. All right, if the Gauchos want to pull off the miracle here, a big play on special teams would be huge. Need something quick. Still a lot of time, but big play. So important. Crumby from the 19. Turns back to his left, slips out of a couple of tackles, but he is just swarmed under. About 6 maroon jerseys in the area as Crumby was trying to find a lane. Instead, it's a 3-yard return after a 34-yard punt. And Ventura will start from their 22-yard line with 8:23 remaining here in the third quarter.
First down, Pirates. Their own 22-yard line.
So Luton and company back on with the Pirates trailing by 22. Isaiah Brown will start in the backfield. Alexander and Mallory to the far side as the Pirates are working from right to left. Luton sends Javernick in motion. Brown cuts it up at the 25, and he's pushed back at the 27 after a 5-yard gain and a little bit of pushing and shoving again after the snap. Or I should say after the play.
Fred Guerrero making the tackle.
So Guerrero on the stop. 2nd down and 5 after a 5-yard run by Brown on first down. Receivers left and right for Luton. Play action. Gaucho's coming on a blitz. Luton in trouble, and he has to eat it all the way back at the 15-yard line. That is going to be a big loss on the play. They'll give him the 16, so it's an 11-yard loss. A well-timed blitz by the Gauchos, and they had Luton in all kinds of trouble. As a team, the Gauchos came in with 18 sacks. It's a pretty hefty number. And that despite having no sacks last week in the victory over El Camino. So they can get after the quarterback. And there, Luton had no chance. So a 2nd and 5 becomes a 3rd and 16 for the Pirates. Luton, straight drop, all kinds of time. Guns it over the middle, incomplete. A lot of contact, looking for a flag. He wanted Kendrick Mallory, and one comes in late. Justin Nichols had the coverage on Mallory. And it looked like he had Mallory pretty well wrapped up on that throw, but the flag came in much later. So let's see what the call is after the incompletion to Kendrick Mallory.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike, taunting.
It's an unsportsmanlike dead ball foul for taunting. I didn't get a number, but Mallory and Justin Nichols were wrapped up after the play. And if so, this is a massive penalty against Saddleback because it was going to be 4th down and the punting unit coming on. But with a personal foul, this is an automatic 1st down. The Pirates get new life. So most of the calls here in this third quarter are being called for taunting. So I think the officials are just trying to get the extracurricular talk going back and forth between the two teams to stop. And so far, not with a whole lot of success. as it looks like the emotions are still running high on both sides. So after the 15-yard penalty, the scoreboard has it at 4th and 1. Well, now they change it to 3rd and 1. Oh, I'm trying to look here. Okay, so looks like everybody's on the same page that it's 4th and 1. If you're thinking about the Pirates on 4th down this season, they're 3 of 5. And 4th down conversions. Luton falls forward on the quarterback sneak, gets a couple, moves the chains. Well, Steve Mushagian with the big gamble. Even in a 22-point game, you go for it from your own 30-yard line. But at this point, I think he feels like he's got to take every chance for the Pirates to have any shot at getting back in this game, trailing by 22. Luton actually gains 3 yards on the play, and the Pirates will quickly get to the line as the Gauchos are still getting set. And now Luton will look over for the play. Plenty of time on the play clock, 17 seconds. Luton from the shotgun. Brown slips out of a tackle in the backfield. Cuts it back to his right, but he gains maybe a yard or two. Brett Guerrero in on the stop along with Neiman. A little bit of help from Kyle Adams. This is a well-coached defense for Saddleback. A lot of gang tackling here tonight. A lot of maroon jerseys to the ball. So Brown gains a yard. 2nd down and 9. Interestingly, for those that follow the Pirates all season, Cam Taylor split out to the right. So they're trying to move Cam around, see if they can get him going. 3-man rush on 2nd down and 9. Short throw is complete to Ballard. Ballard stiff arms his man and falls forward to the 44-yard line. That'll move the chains. So Ballard picks up 10 on a 2nd and 9. So the Pirates out to the 44, where they will have it 1st down and 10. Luton calls out the signals, receivers left and right. Screens it out to Taylor, a nice catch, bounces off one tackler, but he's hit again immediately.
Cam Taylor on the reception.
Neiman on the tackle, getting a little help from Nathan Bowman. So 2nd down and 7 after a 3-yard gain. Taylor's 2nd catch tonight. Clock continuing to move, 5:17 and counting remaining in the 3rd quarter. Burt straight ahead, sheds one tackler into Saddleback territory down to the 44. 9-yard gain. Pirate faithful getting into it. Well, you have to say, off of the last 2 weeks, take a look at the time of possession in the first half here in a moment, but the Pirates have done a better job of keeping the ball. Some longer drives here tonight. A little more ball-controlled offense. Burt circling to the near side. Hit behind the line. Managed to get back. Lost maybe a yard. Kyle Adams, the first to get there. So Burt loses a yard, and it's 2nd down and 11. Well, the Gauchos getting more aggressive here against the run. See if maybe the Pirates try and dial something up down the field again. Play action, blitz coming. Luton over the middle. Pass incomplete, and a late flag comes in. Jordan wanted it, and it looks like he's got it. Jordan was the intended target. Nicholas Goss had the coverage, and I think Goss got a little bit of jersey, maybe reached out a little bit there. Jordan at 6'6", no easy guy to guard.
Holding defense number 16, 10 yards, automatic 1st down.
So the 10-yard penalty for defensive holding, another 1st down. That'll move it to the 36 of Saddleback. And whistles come in before the snap.
Official timeout, the chains are broken.
Okay, so we have an official timeout. The chains are broken. This is a new one. First time. First time here on SoCal College Sports, so they'll get that sorted out. Get the chain fixed. Pirates are on a drive here. This is a momentum thing. 1st and 10 from the Saddleback 36. We're ready to go. Burt over his left guard, leaps forward for a couple. Neiman, the first to get there. Tell you, Neiman's got a bunch of tackles tonight. Ryan Neiman, a freshman, defensive back, Redlands East Valley High School. 2nd down and 8 after Burt picks up a couple. 3 wide receivers split out to the right for Luton. Isaiah Brown in the game in the backfield. Play action, Luton over the middle, crossing pattern. The ball is caught by Broski near the 1st down. And enough for the 1st down, so Broski picks up 8. They're down to the 24 of Saddleback. And the Pirates methodically moving it down the field, though they are chewing up a pretty good amount of clock. We're down to 3:25 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Some movement. No flags yet. Now the flags come in. Luton guns it out to Mallory on the far sideline. But let's see what the flag is. Might have waved off the result. Mallory picked up about 5 yards, but if this is against Saddleback, they'll take the 5 yards minus the down.
Defense in the zone at the time of the snap. Ventura
So neutral zone infraction on Saddleback.
and it'll still be 1st down.
5 yards. Makes it a 1st and 5. Pirates back in the red zone. Last time here, they were able to convert on the Luton touchdown run. Yeah, the feeling with Ventura with the northern schedule about to start. This is a critical last 18 minutes in this game. The Pirates, at the very least, would like to get some decided momentum going into their conference schedule. Brown bounces off a hard hit at the line, gets down to the 15. It's a 3-yard gain. Hard running by Isaiah Brown. 2nd down and 2. As Brown really had to earn it on that carry. Pirates not in a hurry, but I'd love to see the Pirates get a couple of touchdowns on the board, tighten this one up a little bit. Hey, you never know what might happen, but even in the absence of that, conference schedule starts, obviously a Northern Conference championship, definitely a goal for this team. Want to get things going in the right direction. Brown circling to the near side, hit behind the line. That is well diagnosed. Neiman coming up from his safety spot again. Gets a little help from owner Kulhaki on the play as well. Brace yourselves. There's another flag down. I'm stunned. I think there's been one on every single play, Art. I'm not sure I recall a play in this 3rd quarter that hasn't drawn a flag. Some have been declined, but there's been one. This one, it looks like they're getting ready to mark this one off against Ventura. It was a 2nd down and a couple, but Brown lost a couple yards, but even so, no indication yet on what the call is. Now we're going to get it.
Shot block, offense, 78-58.
So a chop block. Boy, that is insult to injury if you're Ventura. Called for a chop block on a play where he still lost a couple yards. So they'll mark this one off all the way back to the 29. Yep, check that, the 30. As the 15-yard penalty turns a 2nd and 1 into a 2nd and 16. Luton ready, he wants to play. 2:19 and counting remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The Pirates had been on the move, but they backed themselves up with a penalty. 3 wide receivers. Blitz coming. Screened out to Brown on the near side. Breaks 1 tackle, and then scoots forward to the 27-yard line. A 3-yard gain will leave a 3rd down and 13. Kulhasi out from his defensive line spot.
3rd and 14.
To make the stop on Brown. So a 3rd down and 14 Luton, straight drop, has all kinds of time, going for the end zone. Touchdown, Pirates! Another flag down. Mallory has the touchdown, but let's wait and see. Mallory, if it counts, would have touchdown reception number 6 on the season.
Kendrick Mallory on the reception.
What a strike from Luton. And it's going to go against Saddleback, so count the play. Kendrick Mallory, a 28-yard touchdown reception from Luton. Luton's 15th touchdown pass here in 2016. But that's the first one since, I want to say, the first quarter against Orange Coast. But nice to see him back as he hooks up with Kendrick Mallory again. Great protection up front. That's what we saw a lot of the first 3 weeks for the Pirates. Fantastic job by the offensive line. Luton with some time. Mallory working in that secondary. Great route, perfect throw. Touchdown, Ventura. So the extra point is good. Back-to-back touchdowns here by the Pirates. And, hey, look at this. It's a 2-score game, 35-20, 1:35 remaining in the third quarter. Stick around. We may not be done here yet. You're watching or listening to Ventura College Football on the VC Sports Network. Just a hint of drama growing here at Saddleback College. The Pirates, who trailed 35-6 earlier in the third quarter, have scored on back-to-back drives. Luton finds Kendrick Mallory on a 28-yard touchdown, and the Pirates back to within 15 at 35-20. The defense has had a long rest on that sideline. And let's see for Ventura if they can get off the field one more time and keep this momentum going, but it's not going to be easy against the Gaucho offense that has been pretty well lights out here tonight. In particular, freshman quarterback Nick Robinson. Colin Root has it on the tee. Marshall and Binda back deep. Binda on the hop from the 10 with a little lane. He's out past the 25 and brought down at the 30. So good field position for Saddleback. Spotted at the 31. 1:29 remaining. And now it shifts over to Ventura and the defense. And can they come up with a stop here? Robinson on with Vander in the backfield. Marshall, Wasserbach, and Harris split out to the right on the near side, with the Gauchos working from left to right here in the third. Play action, slanting Wasserbach with the catch. Out to the 49-yard line. That's an 18-yard gain. And Wasserbach lining up in the slot, just entirely too open. Robinson with the easy pitch and catch. So in one play, the Gauchos are out to midfield. At their own 49, they'll bunch 3 wide receivers again to the right. Vander in the backfield, gets the handoff, trying to find a lane. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Good penetration by the Pirate defense. Defensive line with a good push, and Vander really nowhere to go. Michael LeBlanc leading the charge. 2nd down and 8 now from the Ventura 49. Receivers left and right for Robinson. Has the snap, looking right, throwing right. Harris with the reception down to the 44. That's a 5-yard gain. 3rd down and 3 coming up. In the first half, Saddleback on 3rd down was 6 of 9. And I got to tell you, I don't think they've really lessened that number a whole lot here in the 3rd quarter. If memory serves, they had one drive, and they took that in for a touchdown. Pirates have really dominated in terms of time of possession. Robinson on 3rd down has his man, DeAndre Moore. Moore slips out of a tackle down to the 31 of Ventura. It's another 3rd down conversion for Saddleback. Man alive, they have been efficient offensively, especially Nick Robinson. Another strike as he finds Moore. 13 yards. Saddleback down to the Ventura 31 as time is winding down here in the 3rd quarter, and it looks as though the Gauchos will not run another play. So we will head to the 4th. Ventura trying to climb the mountain. They trail Saddleback 35-20 on the VC Sports Network. Set to go here in the 4th quarter. And the Pirates trailing Saddleback 35-20. The Gauchos have a 1st and 10 at the Ventura 31-yard line after the 3rd down completion. Robinson to DeAndre Moore. Oh, we don't really have much in the way of quarterback controversy here in the CCCAA. Vander with a good lane up the middle, inside the 25. He's down to the 24. Great push up front by the Gaucho offensive line. An 8-yard gain brings up a 2nd down and 2. But you have to wonder. Jacob Gibson's been outstanding this season for Saddleback, but how do you take Nick Robinson out the way he's played? 2nd down and 2. Vander on the give, runs into a wall. I don't think he got the 1st down, but it'll come down to the spot. That time, it was the defensive line of Ventura that responded. Franklin with a little help. Franklin got a little help from Darian McIntyre on that one. So they'll call it 3rd and 1, a 1-yard gain. Marshall comes on. The Gauchos will go big up front with a couple of tight ends. Vander in the deep eye. Robinson sends Marshall in motion. Vander straight ahead. A little cut to the left. Vander through a hole and he's gone. 22 yards. Edward Vander, touchdown number 4 tonight. And Vander with a great job. Found a little lane, but great patience on that run. And then at the moment, it all opened up. And he hit the hole and he was gone. So 22-yard touchdown run for Edward Vander. And the Gauchos answer with a touchdown drive of their own. Ball puts it through. And the Gauchos, with 13:48 remaining in the 4th, back up by 22, 42-20 here on the VC Sports Network. Back on the VC Sports Network, 42-20. 22-yard run by Vander. And with that run, Vander up over 100 yards in the game. And interestingly, for the lights-out season that Vander is having, that's only the second time he's gone over 100 yards on the year. Crumby on the return, bounces off a tackle at the 15, but he's hit again at the 20. Call it the 21. And that's where Ventura will go to work. Yeah, as good as Vander has been, only his second 100-yard game. He's out of J. Sarah High School. Now he's up to double-digit touchdowns on the season, 10. And this is only game number 5. 13:41 remaining. Well, the Pirates seem to be getting it going offensively here in the second half with a couple of touchdowns on the board, but it's hard to make up ground against an offense this good. And Saddleback has answered with a couple of touchdowns of their own here in the second half and maintained their lead. 3 wide receivers for Luton on first down. Brown angling back to the right. Picks up a couple. Hit by Alvin Williams. 2nd and 8 upcoming. A reminder, SCFA football over on SoCal College Sports 2 as well, where we have Riverside and Cerritos from Riverside. Video coverage there with Mike Zepeda and the SoCal College Sports team. And again, for those who might be wondering, here due to the procedures here at Saddleback and their own video broadcast that they do here, we're only allowed to bring audio here on the VC Sports Network. Here today, Brown on the screen. Out to the 30-yard line, a 6-yard gain brings up a 3rd down and 1. They'll spot it at the 29, so call it 3rd and 2. Javernick on as the Pirates will go a little bit bigger here on 3rd and short. Brian Burt returns in the backfield. We certainly thank you for joining us here to follow Pirate football here tonight. And obviously, we'll have video coverage back moving forward in the subsequent weeks here this season. But for tonight, due to our work with Saddleback College, just audio. 3rd and 2. Luton has the snap. Burt circling to his right, trying to get the corner. He's horse-collared near the 30-yard line. I'm looking for the first down marker. It'll come down to the spot, but I think Burt is about a yard shy. Well, that's why I couldn't find it. Brian Burt took out the first down marker on his way out. So a 4th and 1 coming up. The Pirates went for it on 4th down on their last drive from almost exactly this position on the field, but now trailing by 22 with only 12 minutes remaining in the game. Perhaps a white flag of sorts, and they'll send out the punting unit, Cooper Garcia, rather than go for it again. DeAndre Moore will trot out to receive the kick. Coming up here, we'll take one more look around at some of the scores in the SCFA, try and give you some updated scores from around the league. A flag comes in before the snap. Delay of game against Ventura. And that is not of the intentional variety, certainly. So the Pirates unable to get themselves together to get the punt off. And instead they'll punt from their own 25-yard line with Moore waiting at his 40. Garcia with the snap. Gets this one away. Moore from the 40, slips out of one tackle, up to the 44, and he's met there. And again, a little bit of extracurriculars after the play. So a 6-yard return by Moore gets it to the 45-yard line. 36-yard punt. So the Gauchos will start with very good field position with 11:37 remaining in the game. Already leading by 22. Vander still in the game in the backfield. Already with 4 touchdowns. Nick Robinson remains in at quarterback, though with Gibson injured, it may be Robinson the whole time. Another low snap. Robinson with a little trouble now picks it up. A busted play, and he'll just try to pick his way forward for what he can, and he actually gets a yard out of it before he's finally brought down by Franklin. 2nd down and 9, and Robinson's made at least 2 plays where he's made more than a little out of nothing. A big third down conversion on a bad snap came earlier in the first half, and then another one where he was able to find a wide open man after another bad snap here in the third, or should say earlier in the third quarter. So he's been able to improvise incredibly well. Marshall, a little hesitation now around the corner, out to midfield. Gained 4 on the play before he was run out of bounds, and a 3rd down and 5 upcoming for Saddleback. Well, Marshall ran out the 50, but they're going to say he stepped out at the 48, so that makes it just a gain of a couple. And a 3rd down and 7. They need the Ventura 45 to keep this one alive. 3 wide receivers split out to the near side. The Gauchos working from right to left here in the 4th. Jackson showing blitz. Robinson with 9 seconds on the play clock surveys the Pirate defense. 4-man rush. Robinson with time. Guns it over the middle. The catch is made at the 40-yard line. Chris Spearing on the reception. Another strike from Robinson. He's been pretty accurate on his throws. Moves the chains there on a 3rd and 7. Well, I don't know what the Gauchos are on 3rd down, but I think they got to be up over 60% converting 3rd downs here. They were 6 of 9 in the first half, and it hasn't gotten any worse in the second. Robinson with the give. Vander breaks a tackle at the 40, gets down to the 35. So good second effort from Vander. 5-yard gain brings up a 2nd down and 5, and the Gauchos continuing to at least move quickly to the line. And then they'll take their time. Not really allowing the Pirates to make any substitutions. Robinson wants to play. Now he has it with the play clock at 17. Marshall again in motion. They give it to Marshall. Sweeping to the right. He has running room. He's at the 30. Around the corner, inside the 20. Finally taken out of bounds. So there's a little bit of that nearly 10 yards per carry that you've seen from Marvin Marshall coming into this one. 16-yard run brings the Gauchos into the red zone again. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the Ventura 19-yard line. Gauchos are taking some time off the clock, but they're also matriculating the ball down the field, in the words of the late, great Hank Stram. Robinson on the keeper, fakes the pitch. He's inside the 10, run out of bounds at about the 7-yard line.
Officials timeout on the field.
We have an injured player down on the far side for Ventura. So we'll step aside very briefly while they take a look at the injured Pirate and come back with the Gauchos on the move. 9:14 remaining in this ballgame. Saddleback on top of Ventura, 42-20 on the BC Sports Network. Injured player able to leave under his own power and jog off the field, so an encouraging sign as always. 1st and goal from the 7. A man in motion. Robinson working from the shotgun. Pop flies the near side, leaping catch made for the touchdown. And he went back to Karan Nelson. So Nelson with his 2nd touchdown catch. And for Nelson, those are his first 2 touchdowns of the season, as Robinson maybe with a new favorite target. How could he not be? But that was a nice leaping catch on the near side. Running a little fade route. And the Gauchos have answered back in a major way after the Pirates had crept back within a couple of touchdowns, were maybe threatening to make an improbable run to a victory on the road, but back-to-back touchdowns for the Gauchos have salted this one away at 49-20 with 8:56 remaining in the ball game. Let's take a moment while they prepare the kickoff to update some scores. Riverside continuing to lead at home over Cerritos 31-16. That's over on SoCal College Sports too. 8:54 remaining in the fourth quarter there. And the Tigers looking like they're on their way to a 5-0 record. But still some work to do. They're in the fourth, 6 minutes left, and Long Beach has taken control at home, 42-20 over Golden West. So the Vikings will move to 4-1 with their only loss being a 4-point loss here at Saddleback in a game that they led almost throughout. So certainly not a bad loss there. If tonight is any indication, and indeed this season overall is any indication, as the Gauchos are on their way to a 5-0 record. So the Vikings taking care of business. Meanwhile, in the north, Canyons at home, trailing Grossmont. That's at the half, 21-13. Crumby on the return takes a big hit at the 18-yard line. So Crumby with an 18-yard return, and the Pirates with 8:50 remaining in the fourth, back on offense, trailing by 29. In the fourth quarter, Orange Coast hanging around at home against Mount San Antonio College, and it's Mount Sac on top 28-19.
First and 10 Pirates at their own 18-yard line.
Bakersfield is at El Camino tonight. They're at the half, and Bakersfield leading El Camino 21-13. El Camino just torched last week by the Gauchos, who put 60 on the board. Got 49 more tonight. Brown spinning his way forward near the first down marker. 8-yard run out to about the 25-yard line. Isaiah Johnson finally able to bring him down. So it's second down and 2 from the 25. Luton looking to the sidelines, and the Pirates in no great hurry here midway through the fourth. They fake to Brown, crossing pattern. Alexander with the catch. Goss delivers a big hit, but not before Alexander has the first down out to the 35-yard line, a gain of 10.
Gain is good to the Pirates' 35-yard line.
So both teams on a bye next week. Luton dropping back on first and 10, under pressure, going to tuck it and run. Got maybe a half a yard. The ball came out, but they're going to say that Luton was down by contact before it came out. So the Pirates will keep it. I'm trying to think back. Not a lot of turnovers in this game. In fact, I don't think there have been any.
Number 51, Joe Favreau.
No interceptions. And I don't recall a fumble. Yeah, a couple of fumbles in the game, but the offense recovering every time. And it's a game without a turnover. Second down and 10. Luton guns it out in the flat. He was looking for Cam Taylor, but the throw off the mark. And a third down and 10 coming up with 7:09 remaining in the ball game.
Third down.
I started to talk about schedule. Both teams on a bye. Saddleback will return October 15th at Golden West College. Luton fakes, now airs it out, wants Kendrick Mallory. Mallory coming back for the ball, and it's incomplete. Nichols had the coverage. Mallory was behind him, but the ball a little underthrown. Mallory's pleading his case. He wants a flag, though I'm not sure what he's talking about. He came back for that ball, but Nichols really had turned around and was playing the ball. But it's been that kind of night for the Pirates. Mallory definitely had gotten behind Nichols. He had a yard or two. But Luton just could not get quite enough on the throw. Mallory tried to come back and make a play, but Nichols got in there and broke it up. That'll bring up fourth down. Here's Cooper Garcia. Garcia gets it away. High kick. Moore retreating, has it at the 26, circles away from one tackle on the near side, out to the 40. Tries to make a move there, and he's wrapped up and brought down, but not before he has a 14-yard return. It's a good kick by Garcia, 39 yards. But Moore gets some of it back on the return. So with 6:49 remaining, the Gauchos no doubt will try to eat up some clock and wrap this one up, leading by 29. The Pirates, meanwhile, also on a bye next week, and they will return on October 15th. Right here on the VC Sports Network. We'll have that game for you. They'll be at Canyons as both teams begin their conference schedule. And the Pirates will go into conference play on a 2-game losing streak. Not what you would want, but just a brutal out-of-conference schedule for the Pirates. Quarterback change for the Gauchos. And on the keeper, it's a gain of about 5 yards. It's Thomas Carr who's come in, a freshman out of Atascadero High School, 6'3" freshman. So Carr will play out the rest of the way, one would assume, after Nick Robinson had just a monster game again for the Gauchos. Nice problem to have, two quarterbacks playing fantastic football. Carr with the snap. The handoff and first down yardage for the Gauchos. Running right.
Steven Velasco making the tackle for the Pirates. Gain is good to Ventura's 40.
Vlad Jabievich has come in the backfield. Jabiev played a little bit earlier as well. Couple of carries back in the first half. But he's alongside Carr, as Coach McElroy will get some of his lesser-used players into the act here late in this one. Jabiev on the handoff. A gain of about a yard. Gaucho's just going to try and run this one out. Remember, keep an eye on SoCal College Sports, too. Riverside and Cerritos going on over there. Here the Gauchos have pulled away. An impressive victory on the way. Jabiev on the play action, the throw over the middle, and it's incomplete. Boy, that was nearly 6. Just off the hands. Cooper Coonley. So just to make sure that the Pirates were still paying attention, the Gauchos went with a little play action on 2nd and long. And Coonley had gotten behind his man. And that throw just off his hands. So a 3rd down and 9 for Thomas Carr and the Gaucho offense. Just over 5 minutes remaining. Jabiev, a little cut to the right. Past the 45-yard line, down near the 40. A 41 yard, so a 7-yard run down to the 41. Brings up a 4th down and 2 for Saddleback. Well, the offense remaining on the field. Gauchos on 4th down this season, 5 of 9. So they're aggressive. The give, no, it's Carr on the keeper, running right, and he's not going to get the first down. Tripped up at the line, so the Pirates turn him away on 4th down, and they will take over on downs with 4:19 remaining. And we'll see if we see Connor Regan again. Regan got in late in the loss to Riverside last week. So far, it's been all Luton here tonight. Yeah, it looks like it is, and it is Regan who will come in, finish it out. Noah Segrist going to come in the backfield as well, as Steve Mushagian also going to wave the white flag here and send in the backups to finish it out. So Reagan, flanked by Segrist.
Now playing quarterback for the Pirates, number 8, Connor Reagan.
They'll give it to Segrist, running left, cuts through a hole at the 40. Cut down after a gain of about 4. Second down and 6. Coming up.
Cole Thomas making the tackle.
Talked about time of possession in this one.
Timeout, Saddleback.
Pirates, after not having the ball very much the last couple of weeks, probably won the time of possession battle here tonight, but unfortunately for the Pirates, the Gauchos were so efficient offensively that they didn't need the ball too long. 7 touchdowns on the board and a 49-20 lead. 4 minutes exactly remaining in the ballgame here on the VC Sports Network. Second down and 6 for Ventura after the timeout. Reagan with an empty backfield. On the keeper, tries to slide away from a tackle, and he's brought down at the 43-yard line. That'll go down as a sack. So a third down, call it 6, after Reagan lost about a half a yard. For the Pirates. Segrist in the backfield. 4 wide receiver set for the Pirates on this 3rd and 6 play. Reagan looking right. Now guns over the middle. Has a man, but it's off his hands, incomplete. I think he wanted Yonkers. So Yonkers had found an open space, but the high throw off his hands. The incompletion brings up a 4th down and 6. Yonkers was in the fold over the first week or two. I want to say he had 4 catches in the opening victory over Santa Barbara, but it's gotten so crowded in the passing game for the Pirates. They'll go for it on 4th down. Reagan on a designed roll. The pass incomplete. He wanted Ballard, but it was underthrown, so the Pirates give it right back on downs, and with 3:05 remaining, Saddleback will go back on offense from the Ventura 44-yard line, just trying to run it out. Going to see if we can take one more tool around on the scores. Let's get some thank yous out of the way. Obviously, first and foremost, every week, want to thank Will Cowan, athletic director at Ventura College. Really spearheads all this, makes this happen. His vision for the VC Sports Network, and we certainly appreciate being a part of that. So our thanks to Will, as always. Jabiev, off tackle on the right side, down to the 38-yard line, a 6-yard run. Gauchos, again, working from right to left here in the 4th. As always, want to thank my partners in crime, broadcasting partners, Mike Cepeda, Matt Henson, over at SoCal College Sports. They're, of course, doing a terrific job covering the Riverside game tonight. Riverside and Cerritos over on SoCal College Sports, too. But we work together, and they certainly helped to bring this about as well. So my thanks to them. Another run on the right side, 1st down yardage. Look like
Steven Velasco making the tackle.
Hunter Simmons with the carry down to the 30-yard line. Good enough to move the chains down to 2:13 remaining. I want to thank Jerry Hanula, everybody here at Saddleback College, making some room for us here, allowing us to come out and bring you the game here on the VC Sports Network. Another handoff. They're working that right side down to the 25-yard line.
Byerly on the carry.
Byerly gets the carry this time.
Christian Ayala. making
So
the
3 different backs getting work here in the fourth quarter.
24-yard line. Second down.
Byerly will remain in the game with Simmons. Dual setbacks down to 1:33 remaining here in the ball game. Simmons with a little hesitation inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. You give the Gauchos a lot of credit. Pirates know they're going to run the football, but they are
Jeremy Johnson.
still able to move the chains. And they have it down to the 17. Clock continues to move down to 1:12 and counting. Gauchos not in a hurry. Carr brings them to the line, has the snap. Byerly dances his way forward, moving the pile now down to the 12-yard line.
Byerly on the carry.
Good hard running by Leslie Byerly. Another 5 yards down to the 12. And we'll count it down.
Still
Maybe
good
time
ball.
for another play or two if the Gauchos want it.
Making the tackle.
Jabiev in the game with Byerly. And now the Gauchos content just to down it and count it off. 28 seconds. They'll walk it off, and that's going to be your final. 49-20. The Gauchos move to 5-0, heading into the bye with an impressive victory at home. They'll return in a couple of weeks at Golden West. Meanwhile, here on the VC Sports Network, we'll have the Pirates in action once again. October 15th will return as they travel to Canyons, and we'll have that here for you on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the VC Sports Network. Final score, once again, 49-20. Ventura falls to Saddleback. The Pirates now 3-2 on the season. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. A little bit unorthodox with the audio-only broadcast, but we certainly appreciate you being a part of the VC Sports Network as we bring you Pirate football again. We'll be back to full video coverage moving forward here in the upcoming weeks. 49-20, Saddleback on top of Ventura for everybody involved here with the VC Sports Network and SoCalCollegeSports.com. I'm Jeff Stoyanoff. So long, everybody.